Welcome to Hostel. Today we're doing a tube and tire change. So, first things first, we have our really flat tire with no air in it. So, if possible, we're gonna shift to the E hardest gear, so the highest number, so that your chain is all the way on the inside of the frame, almost touching the frame. Then, we're gonna disconnect the brake. It's really easy. Squeeze it together, and this little piece should pop right out and your brake is disconnected. With the quick release, it's pretty easy. You just open up the lever, and with the chain, sometimes it's kind of hard, so you're gonna grab the derailleur with your hand and just kind of twist it back, and the wheel should just kind of drop out. Be just a little bit careful with the chain, but not that bad. We have our wheel off. We're gonna grab our handy dandy tire lever, which we have at the Hostel Shop with pad kits in sets of 3. And we're going to inspect the tire. So this one, our tread's peeling up a little bit, so we're gonna replace it. So you're gonna put your tire lever into the bead and just kind of run it around. So one side comes off. Because we're doing a tube and tire change, we can just take the whole thing off. So when you have one side off, a lot of times they're loose enough where you can just kind of put a little force and they both come off together. We're gonna put this to the side just for a moment. I like to check in my tires to see where I got the flat. So I'll put this here and then just kind of quick run my fingers through here and see if there's anything gonna kind of poke me a little bit. And we got nothing. So, next up we're gonna check what size it is. This one is 26 by 195. So that's a specific size. Tubes have a range of sizes. So this is a 26 by 1.5 to 2.4, so it'll fit any size between the two. So we're gonna pop it open, take the rubber band off, unroll her a little bit, take the extra stuff off there. Grab my handy dandy floor pump. And then just put a little bit of air in there. Just a couple pumps so it kind of gets a little bit of shape to it. It's a lot easier to put back in your tire when you have just a little bit of shape to it. We grab our new tire and our wheel. So, a lot of tires do have a directional tread, so we're just gonna make sure that we see where that arrow is, and a lot of times it'll have just a little rotation arrow kind of on the side. So I find it easiest to set the tire or the wheel like this, so you kind of remember which side is which. Your gears or your drive side will always be on your right. So then your rotation arrow will go forward from there. Then from there, you just put one side in. So the tire is like half on. And with your new tube, you're just gonna slide the valve stem into the hole, and then kind of pull the tire over and just tuck it in. So now the tube is completely in the tire, and we're gonna start putting the other side of the bead on. So I like to start from the valve stem, but it doesn't really matter. You just kind of tuck it in there, make sure it's in there, kind of work your way around the tire, kind of squeezing it in. Some tires will be a lot more difficult than others. Road bike wheels, some road bike tires are sometimes really tight. And then smaller things, like a lot of recumbents, are gonna be a little bit tighter. And we have this handy dandy guy at Hostel Shoppe, which can help you. It hooks on and you can kind of pop the bead over when it gets really tough. But this guy's not giving me that much trouble. Or maybe it will. So, and now we have our tire completely on. Both sides of the bead are in. So we're gonna start pumping her up. So, tire is still soft, and I just like to do a visual check just to make sure the bead is all the way in. Sometimes they don't like to bead up all the way, so they'll blow up, which is not fun. If you're doing with compressor, be a little extra careful. And voila, we have our nice change tire. So now we can put our valve cap on and put her right back on the bike. So to put it on, it's basically the same as when it came off. You're gonna kind of relax the derailleur down, get your cassette hooked, or your gears hooked in there, and then kind of push it up. From there, you just kind of gotta watch the dropouts a little bit and use maybe your knee a little bit, give you a little extra push up until you are all the way up into the dropouts. Now close your quick release, make sure you got no wobble, and then rehook up the brake. So again, squeeze them together and then hook this little brake noodle guy right into that little slot. Give her a little spin, make sure your gears are good, and you've done a tube and tire change. So I got a couple more things that I want to talk about. So when you are on the road, you're not always going to have a floor pump. So some people like a mini pump, basically the same thing, but mini. Of course, we have them here at Hostel. Other people prefer a CO2. So this is a inflator head, and you get CO2 cartridges that you plug in, that you screw in, it pops the CO2, and you can fill up a tire. Sometimes you don't always have things to attach your accessories to your bike, so we have some nice pump ties for stuff like this. Another important thing to have is a multi-tool. Tube changes might not always need them, but other small fixes do. Stuff like small derailleur fixes, little stuff, always helpful to have. And then of course you gotta store it. I got two options here. This one fits right on the back here and is nice and mini. You can hold your CO2, your multi-tool, maybe a lever or two, and a tube. This is for my recumbent friends. Fits on the back, a little more space for you if you want to carry some snacks with you too. And that's all I got for you.